Good to be seen.
Album number 8, almost ready to go, and probably more so than ever, it is all eyes on Green Day right now. Do you feel those eyes?
Piercing.
Hungry eyes. Yeah. It's we feel it. It's good. It's like everybody wants to hear what we come out with. I mean, we're really proud of the next record, so it's cool.
Now, of course, American Idiot was a concept album. I've heard this new album, and I think, and you want to correct me if I'm wrong, it is a concept album as well. And this is a brave thing to do. Not many bands make concept albums in 2009. It was something which was much more likely to happen back in the 70s with Bowie, The Who, and bands like Pink Floyd, I suppose. So why give yourselves that challenge yet again after all the blood, sweat, and the tears with American Idiot?
No rest for the wicked, man.
Yeah. I think we just kind of really looked at American Idiot as coming off of that tour, really looked at it as an opportunity to, to challenge ourselves and take our, instead of just mailing a record in or going back to our roots, which is also great, it'd be a great thing to do at this time of our lives. We kind of felt like it's a good opportunity to, push ourselves as musicians and kind of challenge ourselves, see what we could come up with.
Yeah, I think every band wants to get better, and just like to think of themselves as like learning more and going new directions. And I think that's just where we're at now. I mean, it's back in, I think of like a record like Dookie is almost like conceptual because we were right in the middle of that time period, and with American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown, it's kind of the same thing,
When did you start writing these new songs? Were you still on tour with the last album, or did you have to sort of go away and have a clear mind before you started working on the new project?
We went home, and started writing. Like we stopped touring December of 05, and then pretty much went in and started rehearsing for new material, writing new material in like January of 06.
Wow, so not a great deal of time off, really.
Nope.
No time off. What do you actually do to unwind when you're not in the band, and how do you sort of just unwind after a mammoth tour like the American Idiot tour?
We were going to ask you. I don't know. We still haven't unwound. We're all wound up.
Here we are in London. I suppose you're in a nice hotel. We could go and get some massages. We're in Soho. You could go and get a different type of massage if you wanted to do. I've been onto this website, which we use quite a lot.
Please flip, sir.
On Absolute Radio. In fact, they won a competition. The Green Day community won a competition on our radio station not that long ago to program a whole show. It was my show, and they basically picked all the music. And so I went onto the site and I asked them questions to ask you, because I thought, rather than me doing the research, who better to ask Green Day questions than the Green Day fans? So if you don't mind, I've got a lot on at the moment. I'm moving house, and I just got back from Rome this morning, so I got questions here. This is from Sandra Londa from Austria, and Sandra says, first of all, I think it's pretty awesome that you're giving us the chance to ask these questions to Green Day. Do you think the new record would have been different if Obama had won the election 2 or 3 years ago when you were writing it?
2 or 3 years ago, I'm sure it would have had something, but nothing that nothing that would have been sort of like. I don't know.
The landscape of what's going on in America is still, even though there's a sense of hope right now, there's a different disaster every week in the States, and it's just, I think things are probably. It took 8 years to fuck everything up as bad as it is now. It's going to take a little while to fix it. So.
This is from Zoe in Seattle, and I think this is a good question. What do you think your 18-year-old selves would think of this album? Can they identify with the men that you are today?
Gosh. I think that they would like it. That guy would like it. I don't know.
Pretty
I know
sure.
we were cynical bastards back then too, so we hated everything. But
I think we'd have thought these guys are totally ripping us off.
It's a different type of sort of anger and rage, though, in this new album to some of the stuff in the early albums. Is that anger and rage personal feelings? Is that what you actually feel? Or is that really sort of that you channel into the recording process that, well, maybe we should be making stuff like this, so we're going to pen some songs like this, or actually this is how you feel now?
I think it's just how we feel now. I mean, it's, I think, the hard part about making records, the older that you get and being in the same band for 20 years is that you have, the challenge is to go deeper. So it's, and you might not like what you see all the time when you go that deep. So it's, So it's just about, you know, kind of just being honest with yourself, and you know, and sometimes that honesty, you're just like, oh my God, I need to shrink, you know. So, but it's all good.
One of the many things I love about your past work is the sense of humour, which is something that seems to be missing on 21st Century Breakdown, says Francesca. I actually disagree. I don't think it's a totally humourless album, though, is it?
No, I think there's definite, like, there's moments, like there's songs like Peacemaker, which it's not a serious song, but I think that it kind of allows like a little bit of comic relief for that, and you know, Viva La Gloria, the little girl, the second Viva La Gloria. So it's
For that matter, you know, Horseshoes and Hand Grenades is as angry as it is, it's really fun.
yeah, yeah. And American Eulogy too.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what the hell she's talking.
She's on the
about.
Green Day Community. Frankly, she shouldn't even be a fan.
Yeah.
Let's move on to someone who clearly is a fan. This is Ingrid Hole, and I swear to God, these names are totally genuine names. Ingrid Hole says, as cheesy as it sounds, you really have the ability to change people's lives. Are you aware of that? Is that something that you think about? And do you feel maybe it's a responsibility?
As a whole.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Yeah.
As a
I think
Ingrid
it's
Hole.
a responsibility to change our own lives.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you create a soundtrack for something that's more that can inspire somebody. You know, I mean, music is inspiring for me. You know, so it's changed my life. So, yeah, I mean, I absolutely think that like music can kind of inspire people to change their lives. You know.
Because Ingrid calls you the most influential strangers in her life.